I'm Chronix from the most extreme wrestling. And this weekend, I will be going to not one, but two wrestling shows. Not independent wrestling shows where I'll be doing videography or photography. No, nothing like this. No, these are ones that I actually had to buy tickets for. One is Extreme Midget Wrestling and the other is NXT. Now, Extreme Midget Wrestling, I've never been to a midget wrestling show, so that'll be cool to see. I did tell some of my non-wrestling friends about my plans for the weekend, and it's not always the best idea because you get strange looks like you're gonna do what? And I'm like, no, it's gonna be a wrestling show, it's gonna be fun. Sometimes, unfortunately, you run across somebody who hears that you're going to a show like a midget wrestling show and they get freaked out as if your plan is to go and mock them. And I'm like, oh no. I appreciate and enjoy the art of wrestling, and just because the performers are under 4 feet tall does not change anything about the way I'm going to view the event. But people are crazy, so you have to deal with that sometimes, unfortunately. But it's going to be cool. I've never been to a show like this, so that will be interesting. Funny enough, there's going to be another midget wrestling show, I think in 2 weeks, here in Little Rock. It's going to be Extreme Micro Pro, I think is the name of the show. They've been here several times, but for whatever reason, I've never been able to make it. And I actually don't think I'm going to be able to make that one either, because if it is happening when I think it's happening, I'm actually going to be out of town. So I'm kind of bummed about that because their highlight packages look cool. This will be the first time, though, however, here tonight that I've ever been to a show, and I'm looking forward to it. If I get there early enough, I should be able to secure me some second row seating. I did not buy the VIP front row, but I did buy the you can get in the second row if you get here quick enough ticket. It's not assigned seating. It's not, you purchase seat 2, whatever. It's you can get in the second row and beyond, first come, first serve type situation. So I'm looking forward to that. And then on Sunday, I'll be going to NXT. It's going to be in South Haven, Mississippi. So if anybody's watching this video, it's going to be here in Little Rock or in South Haven, Mississippi. Hey, I'm going to be there. And at NXT, I'm going to be there with my friend Marco Rose. If you've been a longtime subscriber to this channel or you've seen some of my older videos, you might have seen him pop up a time or two. I actually became friends with Marco via YouTube, like way back when I started. We started chatting back and forth and we became friends, and now we're like best friends, and we live within 2 hours of each other. So we hang out a lot and we talk. So, it's really cool. You're meeting people on YouTube, making friends, building the community. Hey, it's pretty sweet. So we have been to 4 NXT shows that have come through the Memphis, South Haven, Mississippi. And if you're not familiar with the geographical locations, it's about 20 minutes away, I believe, from Memphis, South Haven, Mississippi, that is. When you get close to Memphis, it's right there on the border. So Memphis is in Tennessee. West Memphis is just the other side of the river in Arkansas, and then not far away from that, 20 minutes away, is South Haven, Mississippi. So it's kind of strange the way everything is real close to each other, or at least it's strange to me. I guess if you live in a small geographic region or a small state, like here in the United States where I'm at, it's probably not that shocking, but I came from Central Texas and it took forever to get out of that state, is all I'm saying. So we'll be doing that. We plan on, Marco Rose and myself, making some videos while I am in town there in Memphis. One thing I definitely want to talk about with him is AEW and the threat of AEW, especially as it pertains to the USA NXT show that is happening every Wednesday night, because they're going to be going head to head. And just their debut on network television, on TNT, and what that means for professional wrestling returning to TNT. I'm just very fascinated with this time. To me, this is really groundbreaking historical stuff because since 2001, WWE hasn't really had competition. And you could say Impact, or you could say Ring of Honor, or you could say whatever, but I don't think anything of this scale has ever popped up since WCW went out of business. What was that, 18 years ago? 2001? It's a long time ago. I remember it well. I had that show recorded on a VHS tape. That's how long ago that was. Back when I would record every single episode of Raw on VHSs. I don't have those anymore because the WWE Network came out and that box of tapes was enormous. So hopefully the network won't be editing out anything because I don't have those original copies anymore, which I know that they have edited out some things as far as commentary and things like that go. But honestly, when you're recording on an 8-hour tape and low quality, it really isn't good enough to keep. And quality is something that I always want to have, especially when it comes to Most Extreme Wrestling here on this channel. And that's something I want to get into. My last video was the John Morrison video talking about him coming back to the WWE, which is still surprising, and I can't really believe that that is actually going to take place. Well, I thought to myself, hey, I'm gonna come home from work, I'm gonna record this video, boom, boom, do some editing, and it's gonna be right there on the internet for people to view it. And I started using my camera. The one that I've been using this Canon T5i. I haven't been using this microphone. I actually use this microphone with a wireless sender and receiver, which is actually different than the one that I'm using for reasons that I'm not even going to get into because whatever, doesn't really matter. But I had been using this camera because I can record it onto a file that's easy to edit, easy to use, easy to transfer. Everything is simple. And as long as I keep the video under 30 minutes, I can not kill my battery life, not go over the limit on the ability of this camera to record, and I'll be all set. But for some reason, when I set up the camera, this is the first time this has ever happened, but I set it up, I put my audio input into it so I could have that crystal clear audio. I hit record and no audio. And I thought, what the mother F? So I tried to use this microphone, this is a microphone that I'll usually use if I'm going to record ringside video. And I'll just do this, and I got the little microphone that is very directional. And this works. But not when your microphone stops working. I could plug it in, it would say it's connected, but no audio. So seems to be a fairly common issue that nobody has a fix for. Thought it was the firmware, thought it was the operating system of the camera, reloaded that junk, doesn't matter. It's some kind of weird internal hardware issue, I suppose. So that is insanely sad and depressing to me, because that is how I record my YouTube videos. Luckily, I have this camera, which is a Canon XF300, a much more sophisticated camera, way too sophisticated, in fact, to be recording YouTube videos on, but not sophisticated enough that I can just export the audio directly into my computer somehow. It just doesn't work like that, unfortunately. And I'm not rich, so I can't afford a camera that can do that. So now I'm stuck with a camera that I can't record the way that I was, and I'm having to use a more sophisticated method of doing this camera. Although this camera does have its perks. I can do some different things with this camera that I could not do with my previous camera. So that's cool, I suppose, but still limited. at least I can still record them, because I don't think anybody wants to see me try to pop open a laptop and use that quality of camera. It's a sad day in my world. I know it's first world problems, but hey, just upset. When you spend $1,000 on a camera setup and then it just stops working after 2 years. I can still record video, it just doesn't have audio. And I can still take photos, because that doesn't record a microphone when you're taking a photo. But it's just aggravating that that's a situation that I'm in. But hey, your boy right here, I'm going to make it work one way or the other. We're going to make this happen. And that's what we got to do. That's what we got to do. I'm going to be meeting up with Marco tomorrow, and we plan on making some videos. If you have any suggestions of anything you would like us to discuss other than that, hey, leave a comment. Send me a message. Shoot it to me down there in the comment section. I'll check that out and see what we can do about that said comment. But until then, I will catch you guys next time.